Hello, good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone the world you all are. It's your Blue Archive Gacha where beginner artist self-proclaimed and your boy Tosan. You welcome to the art stream. For today I will be doing VTuber fan art drawing for today Koganei Niko from Hololive device, Flowglow. And this is here. The program for today is like part of a drawing challenge, more or less you could like say. Since I like try every like week, like at least one time. And my goal is also like to try every single Holomember. This is like helping me to get like closer to that goal. And regarding the art quality, or like what kind of art you can expect, you know, art style wise, takes like you see like on the left side some samples, can take me about 2 to 3 hours, and I will be yapping while I like do this properly. I will, you know, and this is like what you can keep in mind if you like approach my art streams like that. So, Koganei Niko. Every single time when we have like a debut, you know, of like new Hololive member, you know, I do watch them. And I mean, like the youngest memory are like the Stuff son, you know, like Hololive announcer. But if it comes like to talents, you know, that also like sing, dance, and have like 3D performances and so, then you know, we think like about those you can call idols, but also are in the comedian kind of sphere, more or less. I drew like of Flowglow, so far Chihaya and Leona, but not yet drawn are like Niko and Mizumiyasu. So let's start off somewhere, but also need to like balance it out, you know. Sometimes I need the boys as well, and yeah, so far like with the stuff I'm like done so far, so like I will approach like talents again. regarding like not approach it, but you know, like did I throw them in a sense. So, but I have like more or less like an image in mind regarding Niko. Like the girls, like she looks like pretty One-san type, but actually she pretty much a comedian, like a troll in a sense as well. Not necessarily what I expected, you know, but I guess that's like how she is. I think like this is also some kind of Gapmoy, TBH. You can like really like approach it many ways, you know. Like I don't always like know how the scouts, you know, decide like which talent is like right, but I think like for example, okay, the appearance needs to like match the looks, you know, but sometimes you can like get away with like the Gapmoy, you know, since it's not always possible to find the perfect like soul, you know. I mean, there are like a lot of people, a lot of human in like the world, but the thing is like how many are actually interested in like you know, the kind of like niche of like anime, and then like the niche in the niche of the anime, you know, VTubers, and then like things like idol culture and so. And yeah, you can't like find always a perfect soul. Sometimes you need to like take alternatives, like, you know, I guess maybe this is like, you know, what they decided to go with. Before like started stream, I ate like a good amount. Made like something of food for myself, and like getting into like the battle like strengthened. Since it can like take about 3 hours, like, or like even 2, you know. I figured like, okay, maybe it will be like pretty tight with the time scheduling for myself, like to cook afterwards, you know. And I go to bed around in around 4 hours or so. And if I like eat 1 hour before bed, yeah, it should be at least like a 2 hour like kind of gap, so you know, going in like that. It doesn't really have to, but for myself it's like to have like quality sleep, you know, it's better to like do it sooner than later. If I kinda snack also, like 1 hour before, it's okay, but you know, like if I like eat something like big, you know, dinner, lunch, you know, whatever, before sleeping time, before I go to sleep, and yeah, should be like a 2 hour gap. Like your body's like kind of like a machine, you know. Usually if you want to rest, you turn it off, but if you have like still something like running, you know, like some procedure, some processes, you know, like processing food, then yeah, even if your mind, like your brain's like more or less like just your mind like turned off, you know, your body will still work, and this is not always like contributing to like quality sleep, you know. Taking like, you know, paying like attention to that as well. There are also like people who like, for example, don't eat before they like do a same performance, but to be honest, for me, I don't really like mind, you know. Maybe they see like the kind of disadvantage if they eat like something with a lot of like nutrition's fat, you know, something the food comes like upwards in us, you know. Not really sure like how you call it, but sometimes like air, you know, pops up like, and like from your stomach slides up to your throat or so, and then you get like this short kind of pick up moments, you know. Maybe this is like what I avoid, like eating before doing karaoke, singing or something. But hello, GoFam, welcome to the stream. I'm trying to draw here Koganei Niko. Welcome. For myself, I do not really mind like if I eat after or like before singing, you know. Thing is like one of the best ways to like burn calories is like, for example, with singing. Yeah, you can do workout and such, but surprisingly, singing does help a lot of like burning calories, you know. So I do it like that too. To be honest, I didn't really have that in mind, but after like, you know, like going like to burger restaurant, like me and some friends, you know, and Little Tokyo, we were like so full, you know, and let's say the menu we chose was not really well balanced in amount of like fat. Like first of all, there was like main dish burger, like some fries, a lot of like grease, you know, and body was like, the belly was like, you know, like inflated like with some air, and then okay, there's more, there's like some dessert, you know, like some smoothie, like Oreo cakes, and then it's like, oh, I'm already full, I can't eat more, you know, and I was like pretty full, but then okay, let's do karaoke then, and to be honest, it did like help a lot of like processing food and like also burning a lot of calories, and I didn't really like have that like on my radar. I must like say that it kind of like help a lot of that. Like activities that can help you burn calories, you know. What I heard, like, okay, kissing, you know, if you have like a partner, okay, then this is like good way to like burn a lot without like having to do heavy workout, or like singing, you know. At least like those, like after this experience, you know, with like karaoke, okay, singing is like, okay, can help you out there. Like kissing, this was like something I like saw on television or so. Don't know like what this channel was like called, but it was like a German one. Was called Kika or so. But also sometimes like on those paid channel, you know, they are like something like that as well, like where they teach you some trivia, like, you know, they're like some kind of programs they have like they're running like at certain times during the day. And to be honest, I like watch a lot of that, besides like reading books, but I always liked, like, you know, in terms of like storytelling, like books you don't have always pictures, but in television media, you know, they can like act it out in front of you, you know, like in a video kind of display, and like recorded, pre-recorded, you know, might be like live, who knows, but they like show you like something, and you like see things, you hear things, and then they demonstrate it even, and it's pretty nice, you know. And as a kid, any way to make it like fun for you to like learn was important, you know. Like I had to have fun too in order to like remember some things and like put into my mind, you know. Like things had to make fun for me, had to be fun for me, so I was like willing to learn. How about you, all back in the days, and then compared to like today, you know? Does it still like, do you require fun in order to like, do you require some source, some form of like fun in order to like actually learn something? And is it still, and if yes, is still like the case for you today? For me, you know, back in the days, always important to have fun in order to learn. When I had, for example, like certain teachers in school, you know, like let's say like my chemistry teacher, you know, then it wasn't necessarily like the best, you know. they might be like expert in like this field. They maybe were like good at university, you know, and like in the study kind of field, so that they're like able to like, that have like kind of the license to like teach people. But TBH, it was not very fun. It was just more like they flex, hey, I'm pretty smart, I did like that, now I can teach you all. Now, you know, if you want to follow my example, like write, like copy the notes that I like put on the blackboard, you know, something like that, like pretty smug and everything. And it was really boring. Like they didn't like really make it entertaining to like tell us like stuff. And yeah. And let's say they weren't really like, you know, like open-minded as well. And had a lot of outdated like knowledge. I must like say. Not really putting up like some things that are like out, you know, like more up to date. Like a lot of like, yeah. But I think like everyone has had like a teacher they didn't like really like, you know, maybe like personally, or like just they were not good at teaching, or so. Maybe don't have a good personality as well. Could be everything. But for me, my chemistry teacher was just like some kind of older man, you know, looks like 40, 50 back then. I would like say they were a boomer, but at the same time, it seemed like I could like tell him something, it would like go in one ear and then like fly out in the other ear, you know. And if they had like opinion, you know, then they like stick to that opinion, you know, you can't like really change their mind. There was like something of like, what was the first video game, you know, and actually I like studied that like kind of field since I had like to do a presentation, you know. And I knew the answer, and then they were like, no, it was like the ping pong, but no, it was not the ping pong, that was the first video game. And it was like something like different than like the ping pong game. Like, what was the first video game? Like some people like think about like ping pong or like pong, how it was back in the day called. In some television like series it was like, oh, it's like from made in Japan, but actually it's not made in Japan. But that didn't really like answered like the thing on like, you know, like what was the first video game. It was like, you know, like PCs, like a computer or so. Like back in the days, they were like not as compact size as like those we have like nowadays, you know. They didn't have like smartphones, they didn't have like laptops or so. When there was like a PC, there was like a gigantic like kind of machine, you know. It's like similar to the servers like run nowadays, and it was like something that fills up the entire room. Or like when I did that presentation, this case I kind of like you know, stretch my arms and be like, okay, it's like big as like this classroom x2, you know, like double the size, something like that. And the first video game was like something like that. It was like something like as big as a classroom, you know, like in the length size, but in the thickness, you know, it was like a little bit on the thinner. You could like say maybe like the size of a bed, you know, like to say like to take the shorter side, like this kind of thickness it had. And on like this kind of device, like something like tennis would be like the first video game more or less. It was like kind of like showcase a museum or so, and it's kind of like to show like you know, what technology like can do like around those days, like in terms of entertainment, you know, and like do that. Of course, like things like photos, you know, like taking photos was like really high tech, like light, electrical light, you know. But if it came to entertainment, you know, like back in the days it was like pretty limited. I think like at what time what was it, you know, like with this tennis game, I forgot, to be honest, like around which times. Like I could be really wrong, you know, could be like 20s, 30s, like 40s, but I'm not really sure anymore. But there were like things like the Commodore or so, something like as a first video game console or so, and there were like the arcade machines, you know, which had like Pac-Man like running, you know, like those kind of like stuff. And if it came like to like franchises, you know, like video games with like a face, you know, like Mario, like Donkey Kong or so, or like Pac-Man, like I think like it really like started like around with Pac-Man or so, like that there was like something of a face more or less, but the actual real first one was like maybe like Jumpman or like Mario, or like how you like say. But the prototype like Mario was like some kind of guy called Jumpman. So, but was like made by the guy who like did Mario, you know, like Miyamoto. Yeah. Well, like also like some it was like kind of interesting, you know, but if you look like at games nowadays, there's like a lot more, and let's say, even though the technology back in then was like pretty outdated, like they really like thought about like the graphics, you know, like how to design the character, how to play around like the pixel like limits, you know, and then like okay, it has like about 6 megabytes the cartridge. We have like to make a game that can like run on that, you know, like 64 megabytes or so. Then they can't like go too wide on the graphics, you know, but at the same time they're like the pixel like kind of restrictions. How can we make like a color palette, you know? Originally they want to make like a red Mega Man, but there are like not many like color things, like the color wheel they could like choose. But if you kind of like the blue, they're like well layers, you know, like dark blue, light blue, normal blue, cyan or whatever, you know. And they chose like for that to like make the textures, you know, like to make it like make a better looking Mega Man also. I think so. This was something like that, a blue Mega Man instead of a red one, and it was like called Mega Man. It was like called in it's like made Japan, and then they called it like Rokuman also. Like if you set up like for example Smash Bros, like it's so Japanese, and they'll be like Rokuman, you know, instead of like Mega Man. But I like the Mega Man games, you know. It actually originally came like out in the SNES, you know, but at some point, you know, there would be like the Game Boys, you know, the handheld consoles, and then you could play like, you know, you could like port those SNES games. Like what they did was like porting like those SNES game on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System like into the portable one, and they like played like things like the Super Mario, you know, Super Mario World. I think like it was called only Super Mario, you know, and then like things like Rockuma, Mega Man, you know. It was a pretty difficult game, but there was also like, let's say, I couldn't like read, you know, so some things like puzzles, or like in what order you'd like play those bosses also were like kind of difficult for me. And then didn't really have a save file, it had like a passport system to like save stuff also. It was like more like arcade kind of system, you know. But some plays you are like some kind of save systems when you have like to use a password, you know. It was not really like Pokemon or so that was like actually like intended to be playable on like the Game Boy, you know, like with a save system, save file, you know, or like longer like play sessions where like things like Rockman and like Super Mario were like for shorter play sessions. Like in Super Mario you could like save at all. It was like intended to like play in one session, you know. Mega Man, it had like more or less like a save files save like system, but like they don't save for you manually, like you have to do it like yourself with like they don't do saving automatically. You had to do manually, like with like, okay, this is the current password, you know, like if you want to go to this progress, type this in, you know. Depending on the combination, you had like multiple lives or like some extra weapons or so. If you like, for example, survive with only one life, you know, then it generates a password exactly for that. It was like similar to like tic-tac-toe, like a 4-to-4 crit, you know, not a 3-to-3. And then in a specific order, you had like to input like 4 dots or like more or something like that. And depending on the combination, you know, you get like something. You can like enter a certain save file, but you could like enter like something randomly, like 3 in a row or so. Like it depends like really much on like which order you like do it, and like and where to place it. Something like that. It was more or less like complicated here. But yeah, Dragon Quest was like something like that too, you know. They had like the spells, those spells to like save. Then had like some notes of like some long looking spells, you know. Rara, arara, so whatever, you know. And in Gintama, for example, they would like reference that always. I wonder like how old like the Akisurachi sensei is, you know, like the mangaka of like Gintama, you know, that they do like references like that. Gintama was like released like somewhere around the 2000s, you know. At least like I know like the anime would like come around this point. I think like the time when like video games were like a thing, like a lot more of a thing, were like around the 70s, 80s, so oh, by the way, like regarding like Game Boy, for example, you know, like for Wii, Reggie was like, for example, like all in for like, hey, if you want to sell the Wii, please make it so that the Wii Sports, you know, comes for free with it, you know. And like for the Game Boy, for example, there was like something like that Tetris came along for free with like a Game Boy, and Tetris was like a pretty good game, I must like say. I think like not a lot of people are like into like something of a puzzle, you know. Like you get like certain blocks and then you like form like a row of it, you know. If there's a gap, then you try like with one of the pieces to like fill the gap, and then boom, you lose like some levels or so. And depending on like how many levels you've like lost, you get like some scores or so, you know. Some extra score points. It kind of like wanna function like that. But despite being so simple, it was pretty fun, you know. You could kind of like challenge like other people, you know. Hey, let me get a higher score than that, you know. And it depends on like how long can you survive, I suppose. And there would be like actually progression. There would be actually progression, you know. Like tiles would like fall faster. The music would the music was good, you know. Yeah. Let's do like quick and dirty. I'm like 30 minutes in and still like around the face part. It shouldn't take too long actually. I'm gonna do it more dirty and then clean it up afterwards, I suppose. So it should like work like that. But yeah, regarding old games that I've played, it was like the Super Mario World, back in the days I was not good at it, but when I picked it up as an adult, I cleared it like in one session, you know, the first session I like picked up. Like jump and run wise. Maybe it became like my Smash experience or so, I don't know. But I surpassed like my kyatto-san. When it came to Mega Man, man, back in the days I was so good. And then I installed some demos, you know, for the Switch and like those Mega Man titles, and I sucked ass. Maybe I like downgraded, you know. Like they're similar, you know, platformer. They're like some opponents to like fight, you know, but it's pretty like different, like in terms of like the jump run platformers. Like Metroidvania is different from like Super Mario. Mega Man gameplay is like different from Metroidvania and like Super Mario, you know, gameplay, right? To be honest, I played a little bit of like Metroid, but let's say was like this Nintendo Switch, you know, like online, that you get like there for free. With it, you can like play some SNES games or so. There was like things like that. You can even like play the SNES version of like Dragon Quest there, but you have like to pay a price. It was like $15 for me or so, and I was like, okay, fine. This game is banger, you know, Dragon Quest 3. So I like did that, did I purchase there. But to be honest, I like also like fell short on like some progression, and I looked like at some guides, but even that didn't like really help me that much. So my current gameplay progress on like Dragon Quest 3 is like kind of like stagnating. But I saw also there's like a remake, but to be honest, there's also like controversy like with this kind of remake in terms of like localization, or like if it comes to like you know, select your character and then type A, type B instead of like boy or like girl, you know. This was like, yeah, you know. But yeah, there's like something like that made me hesitant. Also, the remake is not all that good. Like remake of Dragon Quest 3. I don't know if you're like familiar with like Octopath Traveler, for example, or like Bravely Default or so, whatever, you know. It's like those RPGs, you know, JRPGs, but in like this pixel style, you know. But similar to like Octopath Traveler, it's like 2.5D kind of. That the character sprites are like 3D, like pixel, but the background, the buildings and everything are like more or less 3D, you know. And if you like run around, then the background and everything like would move with that, like depending on the camera like angle, you know. And it makes like a lot more alive. It's like not that like an old school Pokemon when you know, that the camera placement is like fixed, you know, that you like walk on the map or so, and that's like everything fixed. But if you like walk around like you know, like you can walk forwards, backwards, left and right, but like those 2.5Ds, it's like a lot more flexible on like how you can move, and this can like be pretty nice on how much this opens up an exploration. Also music and everything is banger. An Octopath Traveler. But for Dragon Quest, yeah, it's just like a little bit of a remake, like with the old music. Like, it's not that banger, but it's like really... How can you say that? You know, it's like not nostalgic for me since I'm not that old. I haven't like played, I'm like pretty new to like Dragon Quest 3. Like Dragon Quest at all. But Dragon Quest 3 is like the only Dragon Quest I've like played so far. And maybe like the demo of like 11 for a little bit, you know. So if I play like Smash Brothers or so, I'll probably like take you know, the Dragon Quest 3 like version, like some people call it him Air Trick also. Like in terms of like JRPG and like how much it was like ahead of its time, Dragon Quest was like really like pretty much like what made like those genre like popular and what like started off or so. There's also like things like Final Fantasy, but man, Dragon Quest, it had like things like a personality test thing, you know. You could like customize your own party. Like, okay, you play the main character, but you can also decide, hey, do you want like a warrior like in your group? You know, like sword and shield. Do you want a monk? Can they be a wizard, healer, male or female? You know, you had a customizable like party in a sense. You know, it was like kind of interesting. When there would be like class changes you could also like do to them. In some areas needed a thief, you know, to like lockpick, to lock some other places. They would be also the fastest in the group, so like you could like, if someone's low in HP, you know, the healer's not always like fast enough, then okay, let's use the thief, you know, pick this item, heal this one, you know, something like that. Like your strategy would like change a lot. It still had like this kind of random battle encounter or so, but you know, like back in the days, this Dragon Quest like did a lot of like, had like a lot, was like ahead of like the whole JRPG genres, you know. It basically like started it, you know, when a lot of other people like copied that. But if I think about like JRPGs I've played, you know, the first one was like Pokemon, you know, but of course I need like to pay respects like to the, you know, to the older generation like who started off, you know, and I really see like, man, it's so good, you know. And Toriyama Sensei, by the way, was like responsible for like some of the designs, character artworks, you know, like for Dragon Quest. It was like also pretty like cool, pretty like nice. Of course, I'm gonna definitely like play like Chrono Trigger as well. Like I've heard a lot of people like think it's like a banger game, you know, like I must play like for RPGs. I played like a little bit of it like via emulator, like DS emulator also, but I did like purchase like a version on Steam. I think like also some people like say it's like not its best experience like via DS version or so, or like I don't know really, but you know, it's like one way to like support the franchise, and then yeah, let's do it like that. Chrono Trigger had like something about like time traveling there, I think, what makes it like really special. And it's like one of the best like stories slash game, you know, that is like really accurate and like covering that kind of topic also. So I'm pretty like interested in like that. And then some people like really like the frog character also. Gonna like see what this is about. But I'm not really sure like when I have like time to like play it on stream, you know. Like for now, I'm busy with 6 song, you know. If I like done, I don't know. Could like make a coin flip or so, but there are like many other games I could also like play. Like some on the short side, some on the longer side. There are also like the Yakuza series, you know, I have to think about, and yeah. You know, like with Steam sales, you know, how much is like stacking up there. I would also be interested in playing a game like Italian Japanese and then like learn Japanese like this way, kind of. By the way, like Rans, for example. Not really sure if you're familiar with that, but like Alice soft title, like it's like a company that does like eroge, you know. The most popular title is like Rans, you know. And this is like coming up to Steam, and because it was like trending, you know, I would like see a lot of like rants related like media on my timeline. And there was like one guy, Kona or so, not Connor, Kona, who actually like learned Japanese and passed like in free exams, just but like, you know, via playing eroge in Japanese language, you know. He learned like in free Japanese like level like through that. And free is like, by the way, kind of like the max / minimum for like Koganei Nikis to like master in order to like hold some conversation there, you know. And to be able to converse and also understand like what other guys like saying. Not only like via listening, but also like via reading, you know. So it's like kind of like the minimum in order to like, you know, be not so awkward around him. To be honest, like, if it comes like to my level of Japanese, I can understand any free, you know. But past that, like in 2 and 1, it's like kind of over, you know. Sometimes I do not remember like what certain words like mean, or like I don't get them, don't know the meaning, even like if it's in the free level or so. But I would like get the context somewhere out of it, like via what I see, you know, like visually, right? Not every Japanese does like understand every like does know like every kind of kanji and like what this means, you know. Not everyone can like do the most polite version of like keigo, you know. Like not all of them are like dads or scholar or like pro scholar level or so. But there are like some gaps are like excusable, you know. You don't have to be a grandmaster. But yeah, because yeah, I was like really like interested in like interested like, you know, playing like some eroge in like Japanese language as well. It's like a little bit weird, you know, because the way like Ran speaks is like, you know. It's just kind of like funny, but he speaks in a simple like manner, you know. Simple, understandable like grammar. It's also entertaining, like he's entertaining, a good written character. Surprisingly, like Rans is like pretty popular with the girls, the female audience, to be honest. I don't know really why at first. I didn't really know why. It's like not your Prince Charming or like your Playboy, not really like your hot Playboy type or so, right? Like Rans. But he's like a weakness for like women, like hot women. it's like pretty easy to understand, like his motto and everything, you know. And then, oh no, they kidnapped some girls, and like, what? Are they hot? And then, yeah, they're like really beautiful. Okay, I have to rescue them. Yeah. And it doesn't like really matter, you know. Like, as long as there's something to do with a girl, then he would be in there. Like really simple to understand. Maybe like Denji level, you know. But the thing is, like, he's kind of an asshole, the character, you know. But he's a likable asshole, you know, because he's like, even despite like his kind of behavior and like his kind of priorities, you know, he has morals actually, you know. And there is like a sense on like that he can learn you know, things that he can like develop as a character, and he's pretty well written, I must like say. And with that, so I guess maybe that's like why he popular with the female audience. There was like kind of a popularity like poll, you know, and rounds would be like first place or so, or like second place, like around there. I think this was like around the Kichiko rounds era or so. Not really sure like when it, but maybe like 2000s or like 1996 or so, somewhere like around there. Pretty ancient game, 30 years old, like more than 30 years old. But man, it was like ahead of time, you know, like in terms of like AOG. Adult games are like actually like have like some really deep like kind of like stuff in there. It can be deep, it's like not as like shallow. Okay, but how do I draw things? I'm like yapping, you know, but it's kind of like buying time. But I also like to kind of fill the empty air. But yeah, when a regular guy playing some eroge, you know, in Japanese is like able to learn like in free level, you know, it gives me like, you know, the hope that I can like do that too, like the kind of affirmation, you know, like, hey, this is a possible option, you know, like possible path, you know, you can also like go that way. And then be like, yeah, let's do that, you know. Like when you're like the first one to do that and you have like no like orientation, you know, like no kind of like walkthrough or like guideline on like how to do that, it can be like pretty scary, you know. Then you risk like things, but if someone like already walked that path, you know, we can just follow that path, you know, like take the example, you know, and like follow it. Of course, you can still do do it your own way, but what you can lose is like time, and how much do you value your time, you know? Like times like to play the video games, you know. You could like use that to sleep more. You could use that to like I don't know, learn other things or like play other games, you know. But learning Japanese actually can be pretty good, you know, because we have like things like localization issue. You can't like always like trust people who like localize the game, you know, and like things can get lost in translation. By the way, when the game is made in Japan, then it takes a while to be translated. And then if you already can like read Japanese, you know, then okay, just hop into the game, play, you know. You don't have to wait for English release. You can just play it now, you know. Why not now, you know? Why later, if not now? So yeah, it can be a pretty useful skill. And you're how old? I don't know. Maybe like in your 13s, 20s, 30s, I don't know. But the average like life expectancy is like around 70 years, you know. And in order to like master language, you need about 10 years or so. Like, let's say you're 20, you will be 30 years old or so, and then you have like 40 years or so after that ahead of you to like play Japanese games or like find like some treasure Niko Niko Doga or whatever, you know, like things that are only there and like not on YouTube, like with like some the kind sorts of like some translators who like put it up there, you know. You can't like just do it on your own, and yeah, it's like cool, you know. And if you're like a bus ride, like some people have like some secret discussion, you know, and then be like, oh, I understand what they say, you know, whatever. It can be like pretty useful. It opens a lot of doors, you know. So I see like, yeah, why not? It's worth it. Whew, okay. Well, it's not that, I don't know. Niko's design is simple but also like detailed. I don't really know like what to do there. But she has like this thing there on the side. We're gonna make it face inwards, so then I don't have to try everything there. And she has like pretty enormous hair roots in there. Oh man. But yeah, if it comes like to talks about eroge, you know, like Japanese ero games, even if it's only Japanese, you know, I really would like get along with like some eroge enjoyer, I suppose, or like visual novel readers, you know. Sadly, there are like not many like I can talk to about that, you know. Maybe like some people on Discord, some random people on Discord, you know. We're on an adult channel, then oh, we have like the eroge section, then I can like maybe converse with people there. But the thing is like, I played certain amount of games, they played certain other amount of games, and then, you know, we cannot be on the same level because I played, let's say like other soft games, but they haven't played other soft games, but they played Yuzu soft games or so, you know. And it's like, yeah, I haven't played that yet, you know. I know it's good, but you know, it's just like we can recommend each other games, but it's like if we want to have some discussion on like, you know, the same, like, you know, we are the same wavelength, then it does not happen yet, you know. It takes a lot of games to like play games as well, like. Yeah, I don't like really know like where I can like commit like on things, since there's like also like things like YouTube content creation, you know, as well. Like even if I have like to set up for some live streams, this like takes some time, you know. And sometimes I want to do more than like live streams, you know, like the video content actually is pretty good, actually really good, if you like want better reach or so. Even if it's nothing to do with like live streams, you know, you can like still get a lot more reach, and some people like, hey, I like the video, you know, then maybe I like want to check out Tosan, you know, then they hop into the live stream, be like, hey, okay, they're not here for the content, but they're here for you, like at the end of the day, then it's like kind of like cool as well, you know. And I kind of want to prepare for that, even if it like means I have like to sacrifice time that I could like use on playing eroge, you know, TVH. Like back in the days, you know, a few years ago, I didn't have to bother with like YouTube content or so. And regarding Twitch, I was like really sporadic, like when I streamed back in the days, like a few years ago. So most of the time it's like went into like playing like eroge, you know, like gooning, some people like say. But some of them have really good story, you know, then okay, I cannot goon, I have to take it seriously, you know. Then it's kind of like this meme, you know. Like, I don't know, like where bocce is like melting, when like the speech bubble would like say, I can't go on, you know, and it can be also be read like, I can't goon, you know. And then, yeah, it would be kind of like that, you know, that I'm like a saint mode while like playing that. And then be like, man, actually it's banger. Wow, really good story, really good character moments. This was an epic final battle, you know, something like that. And yeah, it makes me appreciate the medium, you know. And by the way, most of them are like in the indie kind of sphere. They're not really like AAA like or so, like eroge comedies. Maybe like at most like single A or so. But the thing is like, they have really they have soul, they have like a heart in there, the music is like banger, and then the writing as well, and they have like those peak arts as well, you know. It's like not a 3D or so, whatever, it's like all like drawn, and I think like Iran's games have like no voice acting in there. Like so far I have like played a lot of like Ran's games, all of them have no voice acting, and it's like still, it's still a good game, you know. Of course, when it comes like to hentai anime, you know, okay, Ran's voice there, but other than that, not really, you know. You can like just read things at your own pace, you don't have to like wait for like the voice playback to like end, you know. You can just like read your own speed, beep, 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 you know. And yeah, I guess like maybe it's like one of the reasons like why this one guy was like able to like learn Japanese or so via playing Ran's. I don't know. Of course, like hearing like the pronunciation can like help, you know, and like understanding like, okay, he said it's like this kind of pronunciation and it's this word, but sometimes it can be better if you like turn that fully off, you know. Like else you all rely on like your assist, you know, too much, like your subtitles. And then you go to Japan and be like, hey, where are the subtitles, you know? You know. It's kind of like to be self-reliant. To be honest, when I was playing like Idol Master, you know, Gakuen Idol Master, it had like voice acting for the most part. But every time we like came like to the producer, you know, there was like no voice acting, and then I had like actually to like commit like to like to reading and like try to understand. But there was like no software help or so, you know. I couldn't like really grab the text box with like all the Japanese like kanjis and then like look what this kanji means, you know. I had like to guess what that meant or so, and I could like read maybe like about 20% or so, and it's like, yeah, I don't really like get what the producer is like saying or so. And I think like every choice has a certain like impact, you know, and then it's like, yeah, you know. But the gameplay loop was like, it's really genius, you know. But I haven't like played every single like story yet, you know. But what was very interesting is like the story of the characters. I played like of Hiro, Savashi no Hiro. I played like of Ume. I played of Saki. I played like of this girl who sings Luna Say Maybe. Forgot her name. Temari, yeah. Temari. I played like of this one blonde-haired girl, Sekaiichi Kawaii. There were 2 blonde-haired girls. This is not really narrowing it like down, you know, when I say blonde-haired girl. Do you realize how little the there is down? Video. There were like 2 blonde-haired girls, but there was Kawasaki Saki, there was Temari, there was her name was like written in like hiragana, I remember. But still. Kotone, yeah, Kotone. Yeah, forgot. I played of Kotone, like the first 3 main girls, you know, that were like playable. They were like showed like trailers or so, yeah. I remember I didn't play like every single one. Like the tomboy I didn't like play it or so. I don't dislike the genre of like tomboys, but it's just like, yeah. When I go like by pure looks, then I like, you know, go like, oh, let's go for those that are like girly first, or so. I think I played of China-chan as well, like her career. Like for me, it's always interesting the first time, you know, like the story, you know, like whatever. And then after that, gameplay loop, and the gameplay loop was so fun and gakumas, I must like say. But I didn't always like have time to like, you know, play that. Because it's like such a time thing, because you can play it so fast that you're like, man, the game is fun, then you like just go back to like the dopamine rush of like, you know, fun gameplay loop or so. And then yeah, well, like things like Archive be like, please, you know, and then JFD, and then it takes so long, please no, and then I'd rather do like multiple hours of like Gakumas rather than like one single like gameplay session plus total assault, late grades. Like nowadays I'm like really exhausted of like playing like Blue Archive like nowadays. Like the only things that can like kind of restore me are like, I don't know, like sleeping and like play and like drawing, maybe like watching some movies, you know, and like playing Uma Musume. But actually like on top of that, Uma Musume, you know, like after playing the Archive and Uma Musume Daily Stay, and then it's like, I don't have time, and it's like, yeah. But I really like Uma Musume, like the game. But man, there's like certainly not enough hours or so. There's not enough of like myself. I can't kill myself to like play multiple games, you know. It's just like a dilemma, also, I must like say. Like if more time's available, you know, if we don't need to sleep, for example, at all, this would be like also a big help in like time management, you know. But we are humans after all, we do have weaknesses as well, and then, okay, we have to sleep, okay, fair, and then yeah. I'm not really sure if I can finish that. I'm not really happy with how this looks. Yeah, the balance is like really off. The eyes. I'm not sure. balance feels really off. It feels very forced. Let's say it's still a sketch phase. Still in the sketch phase. Still needs like some polishing. Not sure if I can like draw her glasses, you know. Like when I draw like this style of like eyes, I'm pretty bad at like adding glasses in a way where it's like looks good. I like her glasses. I like how dope she like looks like when she has like her full gear on. Like really gangster. Until she opens her mouth and it's like way, you know. Or like does like singing and it's like very idol-like also. Like she's like really a big Gapmoe girl. But yeah, it's kind of interesting like with humans, you know, like how different each other is, you know. Some open their mouth and then they just like do dumb things or like do like some random things, be like, I don't know, like, you know, like a parent like to a little baby, you know, like how to entertain a baby. It's like so easy to entertain a baby, you know, like you just like, you know, kind of like hide your face behind your hands, be like, oh, I'm gone, and then, you know, remove the hands and be like, wow, I'm here, you know, and the baby's like, yeah, patchy, you know, and sometimes people, you know, as entertainers are something like that, you know, think like we are like some kind of infants, we're like so easy to please, you know, something like that. I don't know. Like, there can be like something cute, like when like they, you know, hand feed us, you know, and like hand hold us, everything with the entertainment, you know. But I also like find interesting when some people are like on the mentally older side, you know, or like the avatar can like look young however it wants, you know, but if you hear their voice and when they speak from experience, you know, then it's kind of like, oh, seems like I can learn something from them, and it's like also like pretty interesting. Like back in the days, I like to talk with like older people, you know, because I could always like learn something from them. But it really depends. Like some people are like grumpy old men, when if they have like opinion, like some Twitter peeps, you know, like, you know, when you can't change their mind, when it's like stays like that, you know, grumpy old man. But some are like really open-minded, have like a lot of like wisdom, a lot of like F-ups, but they own up to it and then be like, yeah, I did those mistakes, boy, don't do the same as me, you know, when you grow up, you can like take me as your role model, but don't repeat the same mistakes, you know, avoid those, and I give you some tips here and there, and then, you know, it's kind of cool. You have like kind of a cool sensei with that, example. I had like some cool senseis that were like, you know, take care of me there. But it's always like those senseis in your job or so, not necessarily like in school, not always, you know. Some are like really a disappointment, you know. They have like the kind of license to like, you know, to be in school, teach like elementary schoolers or like high schoolers or so, but yeah, the thing is like also like there are like a lot of fatigue with that, you know, like even like good teachers or like good personalities, you know, like cool ones can get exhausted there. And then they don't really give 100% to like every single class, you know. Some have like their favorite ones, you know. Some where they're like kind of like I like do what I can, you know. I'm not giving my all, but I do what I can, something like that, so they can survive the day. I imagine it can be like cool, more or less, to be someone who can teach other people, you know. And then they kind of pay off, you know, the personal victory and be like, yeah, let's go. I'm so proud of this, of those kids, you know. They finally learned what I was like pumping into them, and then it's like, yeah, let's go. But there can also be disappointment in that, you know. Be like, man, I did so much, but they don't learn. They don't want to learn, you know. And then like with the age of like the AI, you know, when they're like ChatGPT, it's like, hey, at Grok, hey, can you do that for me? It's kind of like, yeah, I don't know. By the way, like with Grok, you know, the Twitter AI, a lot of people use like Grok to like, you know, do some really dumb stuff with it. Even like criminal, illegal, even, you know. You know, like they give us a feature like at Christmas, you know, that you can edit images. And if we go like to the year, people abuse it in a way, you know. It's kind of the goon apocalypse or so, you could like say. Where I see a picture of like a cosplayer, an idol, some guy kind of like star or so. And then people would be like, hey Grok, untrust this person, you know. It's like, you know. I don't really like which direction like this went, you know. And they can do that to every person, you know. No, like people's artworks, they can also like really go to like other people's photos and be like, hey, undress this person, you know, put them in a bikini or whatever. And like even like skimpier than that as well. They can not only do that to like people who are like adults, you know, can say adults or whatever, and also like to children actually. And the person like, you know, who put this on the platform, like Elon Musk, you know, he even had like to make a statement, be like, hey, yo, whoever like does illegal content with that, you know, will get punished. But what do you define like illegal content, and like how are you even able to like punish them in the first place, you know? Like no way he can like, they can like see who like did that. Like that's so many people, like you can't catch everyone, you know. And it would be just like easier to like just get rid of like the Grok AI, you know, like the Twitter AI like you created in the first place, you know. It's kind of like giving everyone a gun, you know, and then you get like surprise, you know. Yo, I made everyone a gun, they will all have so much fun with that, and then you like, you know, then they use the gun for like bad things, like point at other people instead of like self-defense, be like surprise Pikachu face, you know. And I don't know, you know, just remove that thing, you know. Like regulating, I don't know like what you can even do like to regulate it, to be honest. Like the gun's not necessarily bad, but in the current state, you know, there's not really like a way to like limit that, and it's just like, I don't know. I probably will like not really use Twitter for anything anymore, but I will still keep my account there so that nobody can like steal, you know, steal my initials, you know. There can only be one toast on you on the platform. I will still do my, I don't know, I will not post my art anymore, I try my best like to not do that at all, but I kind of like hinder my growth there as well. But to be honest, like, you know, social media, it's like used to like, you know, to make new contacts or like to uphold some contacts. I don't know, do you say uphold? To like maintain contacts, you know, yeah, something like that. And I didn't really like use it that much or like for that anymore, but like there are like still some people here and there like I write DMs with or so. They reach out to me when, or like I reach out to them, but if I think like about it, there's like not really a reason to like keep it, you know, besides that. It's like something of an emergency, you know, be like, hey, I don't have your WhatsApp number, I reach out to you here, you know, it's like we would know each other in person, you know, and it's like that, and I will write you, I got your number, give me a moment, something like that. It's like a one and done, you know. It's a good backup also, but for the main purpose, not really. It's like a lot of like bots in there, you know, and it's kind of like, yeah, you know. Sometimes they do like, they have like some posts which are like pretty rage baiting when you have an opinion, you want to argue, and then they don't really answer you back because maybe they're like bots or they don't really care about like the social aspect anymore, and it's like not really, even though it's a social media, but the algorithm like really changed like about a lot, that it prioritized like generating like as many clicks as possible, impressions, you know, and even like looking in the picture like counts as an impression, you know, like when it like pops in a timeline. Like of course like commenting on it and like liking it will do a lot more, maybe a bookmarking too, but yeah. That's kind of like, it was like kind of predictable that things would like go like worse, like but at the same time it's like disappointing, you know. They're not really good websites, to be honest. Like even Instagram, if I think about the social part, social media part, I didn't really had any, like my youngest memory, you know. I can have maybe like some of you gamers who like reach out to me there, but other than that, there's like not that much, I must like say. I don't always like reply, you know, unless I kind of unless it can like help me in some way, you know. Like if you like want to reach out for a collab partner, be like, hey yo, I like your content, do you have interest to like collab or so? And it's like, you know, something like that would be also like cool if I like could like reach out to other people to like collab or so. But you know, the reason like for me to like stream is not necessarily like to make friends, you know. It's just like to make content, and don't necessarily like need other people to do that. It can be like really good to know if you have like people who are like really good at this field, you know, and then you can bounce off of them really well, you know. They have like maybe it's like some skills, some talents, you know. They can help each other out to like elevate their content, you know. Some people are like some OBS wizards, and then they can help you like or like in combination with them, you know, can like make better content. Maybe you're both artists and then you can make, you know, something like a crossover there. Something like that. Like I can draw, I'm a hobby singer, you know. Like depending on like whatever the skills can combine, can like really make good content, you know. Of course, you know, if I think like about collabs, you know, it's not always like, it's not necessarily like, it's not only like a public friendship or so, but also how can we help each other out, you know, like to boost each other, you know, something in a sense. Like at the end of the day, it's also business, right? if it's just to make content, like I'm not really there to make friends, but if it's to make content, you know, and let's say they can't really help me much out, you know, it's just like I can do it myself, by the way, you know. And they could also, you know, maybe you won't really like it if I do like half-heartedly as well, you know. Like I, for example, like do notice when some people are not really like fully in there, you know, not with their full heart and soul, just like force themselves. Like if you like watch up pairs for a long time, you know, you can like notice on like those little bits. Yeah, you really have to like to think about your moves and everything, you know. Like, for example, like Twitter, you know. Like, Twitter's like, the algorithm's not really that good, to be honest, for like smaller accounts. Like, if you have like a big audience, like big followership, you know, you post like a post, you know, it gets like within a certain time span, like after you post it, there's like a lot of like clicks and like likes and everything. And it can like reach like other audience, you know, and like you get like big reach, you know, and then like potentially like get like more numbers, I would like say. Maybe at some point it can like go over to your YouTube, Twitch content, whatever, you know, if you post at some point, hey, I'm gonna be live, you know, watch me here, you know, at some point. But if you like with that kind of mindset, like, okay, let's post, you know, daily, and at some point the number will like go up fast enough, you know, then you kind of like turn to a retweeter, you know. And to be honest, tweeting every day, like trying to like interaction farm, you know, it's not really like that helpful, like in the current day and age as well, especially like small. What do I understand as small? Let's say like under, I don't know, under 1k or so. It's like not that big also. Even like at 1k it's like not that big. To like make it really like worth it. I think like some Twitter Blue people say like something along the lines that like when they're like at 15k, it's like not that big to like generate like, you know, enough income, you know. Like for some reason like Twitter monetizes like interaction also, like if you like interaction farm and like rage bait or whatever, and it's like overall like a pretty much worse website now, like in terms of like social media, you know, because like nothing's like pretty much genuine. It's and you know, when it's like kind of encourages like, yeah, make it, go to the dark side, join us, you know. This is kind of like, yeah, like making intentionally other people's days worth, like pissing you off, you know, to get money. I don't know. It's not really mine, you know. I'm not that heartless. Let's say like my heart is like, my heart is like not that strong. My heart's like pretty weak actually. Still I can play like scary games or so, but it's just like some kind of pressure I can handle, some pressure I cannot, you know. I'm like okay to be memed on and so I'm fine on like being, you know, just a little guy or so. But if it comes to like to acts that are like not necessarily social, you know, not really human, I cannot really do that, even in Among Us, you know. I'm pretty bad at like being the imposter. Like, my heart is like not strong enough for that. In this case, I kind of like half-ass it, to be honest, and maybe like out myself, you know. But if I'm like the crewmate in Among Us, I'm really reliable. And sometimes I'm really good at deducting like, hey, this one guy is sus, you know. But to be honest, my heart is not strong enough. I can't like pull the trigger, you know, to like boot someone out. I played Among Us only like one time, but it kind of like I don't know, when was it? 4 years ago or so, I think. But like looking back at this kind of experience, I really like notice Tosan is weak. I'm not yet. My heart is like weak. If I'm like at that kind of pot decision in my life, you know, me or him or whatever, you know, it's like between life and death, me or like the other person, and I probably would sacrifice myself, to be honest. Watashi yowae yo. I'm just a little guy, come on, man. I can't handle this pressure. But yeah. Unless you kind of give me a reason, you know, to like fight on. Unless you give me a reason, I probably will throw the towel. Like I need like something that unlocks my determination, you know, something like that. Determination. I probably will do it with color only. This is too difficult to do it by hand. This part here of like the boots. Yeah, I do it with color only. So we are like 9 minutes in roughly. Yeah, this doesn't look so awful, even though some things can be improved on. It's not that awful, some things could be improved on. Yeah, I guess I'm not heartless, you know. This might be like a weakness of mine. Because I can't bring myself up to be cruel to other people, you know. I can like crumble under cruelty or so. But if I like know it's fiction, you know, then it's like, yeah, it's fiction, you know, then it's like fine. But if it's like something like Among Us, you know, and then it's like me or him, you know, and he can be a traitor, don't trust anyone, it's like, you know, I cannot do that. I can't. I'm really bad at that. Unless you can, you are like able to flip a switch on my side, but to be honest, I don't like know what my trigger is, like what my switch is for, like what can like trigger it in the first place, you know. I think for a lot of people it's like, oh, family or like best friend or like lover, you know, and it's like, don't touch her, you know, and then Super Saiyan mode, and it's like, you know, and then you go like wild. But for myself, I don't really know. I think it's like fine to still be like in the to still have like nothing. But I guess, you know, I'd rather die as a human than live as a monster also, I suppose. I'm not heartless enough. But at the same time, you know, if it comes like, for example, like to people who like beg for money, you know, let's say I have like bad experience, you know. I made that like mistake at some point where I gave like a beggar too much money and I felt shitty afterwards, you know. Obviously, it's a good thing you did, but if you feel shitty afterwards, it's a red flag also. And since then, you know, I'd be like, you know, I don't give them money. And mostly be like, shake my head and be like, nah, sorry man. And shake them off, you know. Like if I have like, you know, there I can be heartless. There I can be heartless. It really depends on like what kind of like interaction it is, you know. But if it really comes like to something like Among Us, you know. Or like, let's say the lever problem, you know. If you flip the lever, you know, you can sacrifice the life of like one guy. Like on one side there's one guy, on the other side are 3 guys. Which side do you sacrifice, you know? I probably would crumble. Easy, take like the one guy out. But what if the, you know, what if the 3 guys, you know, were like your best friends is, you know, and the guy, like the singular guy is like an asshole, you know, you don't like them, they owe you money, you know, it's like, oh okay, you know. I can't sacrifice the guy who owes me money, you know. I'm gonna make him survive, and then he is like more indebted to me, you know. I rather sacrifice the 3 best friends, whatever. They don't give me anything. No, bro, I agree with you to flip the lever, you know. Could be like also an idea. Oh yeah. But yeah, I'm after all a human, you know. I have like weakness in my heart. But this is like what makes you human, you know. So I guess I'm not too ashamed of that. But yeah, I need to like select a better time slot for like art streams. Well, I do, you know, my reasons like for content creation, you know? But because it's for content creation, I do need to like look at what times is like the best to stream. To like generate some progress. I kind of like turn to a number monkey, you know. I feel like even there, you know, if it comes like humanity and then, hey, collab, you know, then I really like think that does really pay out, you know. Can we enhance each other? Especially can we have like this pro energy vibe, you know? Like, you know, when boys do like silly boy stuff, you know, like something like that can be irritating too. And then sometimes I like seek that in other, you know, can I do that with this guy? Maybe not, maybe, you know, it depends, you know, how well can we bounce off to each other. But sometimes it can be like possible, sometimes like not, you know. It really like depends. Like when boys interact each other, you know, it can be like pretty funny, you know. It's be like, hey yo bro, long time no see, I thought you were dead. And then if it's like, okay, bye bye to each other, then they send themselves like, hey yo bro, I love bro so much, you know, man, I like him so much, you know, it's like, appreciate them. This company, man, it's like something like that. But if it's like among girls, you know, they meet each other, it's like, oh no, you're beautiful, no, you're beautiful. And then if they sending each other up, it's like, oh, I don't like this girl, she's such a bitch, you know. Something like that. I kinda would like love to pro energy like around as well, you know, but not everyone like can do that as well. I do like to have like, you know, I do like when each other, there's like mutual respect, you know, when oh, onegai shimasu, zehi, you know, something like that. But you know, sometimes the formality can be like really stiff, you know, like let's stop there, you know, keigo yamenna. And then yeah, let's stop the formalities, let's you know, just let loose, you know, something like that. Yeah. It has different. Okay, I see. How do I do this? I'm looking at the character design and like see the design on some parts is like more different than I thought it would be. I need to like fix that. I'll do it afterwards. Well, yeah, the designs for the girls are pretty good. They are unique, they stand out. Nothing I can say there. But if it comes like designs, you know, character designs, Hololive I'd like to bang. If I think like about like the Flowglow girls, not really. Even like my sensei senses don't really tingle when I see like Su, you know. I see her really more as a daughter. But when I see like some JP pros, you know, fan art, it gets like more spicy and be like, I can see why, but at the same time, my sensei tingles are like, my sensei senses don't tingle, you know, they don't react. And it's like, yeah, never mind. But with like reclose, they're, you know, my monkey instincts, they would like go off for some of them. But yeah, maybe I need to like to see other designs from them, you know, like different outfits. The news like JP gen, like if we exclude like Stuff Sun, would be like Flowglow, right? Like from Device. Like the latest JP gen, if we exclude Device, would be like Holoxu, right? Holo X. They say like Holoxu. Look, I'm gonna stay with Holoxu. But yeah. But from Holox, man. A lot of them are like those I'd like to bang, you know, like just like the tier list, you know, and like, okay, who are like breathable in your eyes, who are not, you know, something like that. I do have like some dots here and there, but overall, once I like know more of them, once I'm like more of a fan, then this kind of horny side subsides, to be honest, when I have too much respect to like, you know, unrest in my mind. I can't really do that thing that like, you know, the Goon-pocalypse of like Croc, you know, something like that. I can't do that with my mind, you know. Like I can do that with Croc, but I don't need Croc, to be honest, right? Like my fantasy, my mind, the mind is like really strong enough for that. The soul is... Okay, let's see. Actually, the character design of Niko, there's even like the details to the soul. Holy crap. It's amazing. I have to like include that. I really haven't registered there was like this detail in there. Usually most designs character design sheets don't have that. Wow. I really thought of everything, huh? Okay, but I have to change some things up as well. Like the line arts. For like the sleeves here. Kind of air. Oh gosh, I can't try every single detail, but it's like pretty nice nonetheless. How do I simplify that? Yeah, let's do it like that. Let's do like a cross row version. Let's simplify that with that. Okay, let's fix the line out. Not fixing, but like, let's give more line weight a little bit more. But yeah, when I sat down yesterday to like create this waiting room for the stream here and like the schedule, I was like really thinking about that I really should draw more. Of course, like my art skills are like not that good, you know? Like there's a reason why I still have like, I still see myself as a beginner artist, you know? And how this reflects like in some statistics. Like things you can compare, you know, data and everything. But still I have to draw more. It's an advantage actually to be able to draw, and I need to like do that more. I did really like a lot like 2024, like on like groundwork, and I reused that groundwork, you know, like for thumbnails, for schedule art, you know, like this kind of groundwork, you know, but still I have, you know, I shouldn't like sit on like, I shouldn't like sit back and like rinse and repeat, you know. I should actually like create like some other stuff there, like add more stuff, you know, or like make the old stuff you like rely on like a lot stronger, you know, something like that. And level up a little bit more, you know, like put your points rather than like relaxing. And so like, you know, take the existing things and make it better, you know, something like that. I should like draw more. Some strength is like there, even though I don't see myself as good enough. and never be the next Kentaro Miura or like Toriyama Sensei. Not even like the offer of like, you know, like the guy called Junji Ito, you know, who does like a lot of detail like with his horror art. It's an abomination of the creatures he creates. He like the spirits in Uzumaki, you know. He managed to make it like look scary. And like the unsettling vibes. I will never be like that, you know. But still, I can like be me. And like create something with that. Yeah. But man, I'm too old for this. I'm too old for this shit. I sometimes see like this VTubing stuff. Social media. The Goon Apocalypse. What the hell? Why are we even that far in? You know, it's kind of like this pizza guy meme, you know? Hey yo, I got pizza and then everything's like on fire, you know? What the hell happened here, you know? It's kind of like this, you know? You come like really happy, you know? Hey, I got pizza for everyone, when everything's like on fire, you know? You don't know where to begin, and it's like, yeah. But even so, you have still to move on. You have still to like continue. Give up, continue, you know. I will always continue. Like nowadays. Like there's still like if you see this arcade game, you know, you lose. You can continue if you like input more coins, you know. But sometimes it doesn't even cost coins at all to like continue, you know, like with life. It's like not pay to win, you know. It all depends on like your determination and your willpower to like continue. If you see like still that life is worth living, you know, that there's still a chance to like turn things around, even though it seems hopeless. Even if it's like not necessarily about like turning things around, you know, if you're alive, good things can still happen, you know. You can still like watch cool movies or so, whatever, you know. When I saw like Hideo Kojima, you know, on like my timeline, the For You for you know, I was like, why did I follow Hideo Kojima? And then at the same time, man, you got like really banger movie recommendations, you know. It's like my top 10 movies this year. This is like in the order I watched it, you know. When I saw like the Jackie Chan movie The Shadow's Edge, you know, like on his list, and I was like, yeah, I was aware that he did, for example, like Karate Kid Legends, that he worked on there, but I forgot entirely that he was like working in a dark action thriller like one, you know, like similar vibes to like The Foreigner, and I really like The Foreigner and be like, okay, let me watch Shadow's Edge, and then, you know, for 2025 movie, it's pretty good. I'm Jackie Chan fanboy, you know. So I know like there's a really big like step, you know, like regarding like filmmaking and like story and like depth, you know. Usually the storylines, the roles he play are way too similar that I like, can't take it too much seriously, you know. The only good selling point is like, okay, it's a Jackie movie, there's like, and he does like the stunts himself. Mostly. Let's say like mostly. There's like the myth that, you know, it's more or less a myth that he does all stunts himself, but at the same time he's like, okay, I stopped doing my stunts, but still when you see like action scenes or so, there's like no double, you know. Like there's no weird cut or so, you can still see his face and that he's like doing it, you know, something like that. He can still do it, you know. That's not as dangerous also. There was like in the Shadow's Edge, like for example, like a moment where someone's like jumping off the tower, like a parachute, you know, when he's like landing on some inflatable, like what's called, mattress or so, you know. This was like special effects, for example. It was like really obvious, but other than that, you know, there was like nothing too much like where they like, for example, like used that for like stunts, you know. Jackie, for example, did all the stunts still himself, you know, for the most part. It's still like impressive. Oh. I could talk more about this movie, but maybe I'll like save up for another time. But Hideo Kojima had like some taste, you know. There was always like nitpicking about like Hong Kong action movies, you know, or like how Jackie like does that and what roles he play. Like there's always like something to nitpick for me there, like regarding story, regarding like some characters, you know. It's always the same roles, more or less. In Shadow's Edge, like the roles he plays reminds me of like other roles he has played before. It's like, but some things were like fresher, you know. And got me like curious. Kind of have like to think about a way on like next time, like how I tell that, you know, like if I decide to like talk about the movie. there were like two prominent like people in there, like Jackie Chan and like Tony Leung, and then maybe like some of the young talents there that look like young, hot young men, you know, with like a lot of like Instagram followers, something like that, you know, like hotties, you know. But actually they we do need the young talents like nowadays, you know. Younger generation has like also to carry. We can't always rely on the old people. And like the premise of like the Shadow's Edge was like something like that there's like a crime group with prodigies, you know. And then they outsmart like the technology that like the people nowadays like use, you know, like there's like things like AI like nowadays, right? Artificial intelligence, you know, and some like defense systems would be like run with that, but then like hacker also, the technology is like very advanced like nowadays that they have like counterplays to that. And okay, they're way too smart, the police fails, and then we need like someone with experience, you know, who can like take on like, you know, like experience versus like talent slash youth, you know, like experience versus like youth in a sense, you know, like this kind of matchup. And this is like pretty like cool, you know, when someone old and retired is like coming in to help like against like the new kind of meta, you know, kind of like that old school is like still like holding up against that, because like their intelligence systems, you know, of the AI, the sky AI, how they call it, is like not really effective anymore against them. They failed like, I think, yeah, it's only one time or two times, yeah, it was something like that in the starting beginning. Like the way like they introduce like the characters, like they start off with some action and then it's like, okay, what happens there? Okay, here's the police, there are like some people like escaping. Okay, there's the criminals, there's the police, there's the good guys and the bad guys, you know, and then it's kind of like that, like how they send you the action and then introduce the characters. Like nowadays, a lot of Jackie movies like I watch, it's like something like that, you know, that they like throw into action and then, you know, give you like some short like hints here and there. For the most part, the beginning was always like good enough, but then like they, let's say like the balance, the whole story breaks like in the middle or like around the end or so. Like really good premise, really good start, like in Japanese anime for example, then the rest is like you know. When the writing really gets like worse or so, but there it was for the most part like consistent. At some point I thought like some weakness or so, but they don't dwell too much on it, so you know, it's like not a 10 out of 10, but it's like something like an 8 or like 8.5 or so, like in the end for me. But there were like really good characters, like one that was like really like, had a really strong impression was like the role of Tony Leung, you know, he played like the character Lu Fushang, you know, it's like an old man. He's like the leader, he's called the Shadow also, you know, the Shadow's Edge, you know, and it's like you know, the leader of like the prodigy crime group, you know, something like that. Like a really strong villain, so I pretty much like that one. Hello, Kayla, welcome to the stream. I'm drawing here Koganei Niko, or at least like trying to draw her. Welcome. She's like from Hololive device Flowglow. If you're not familiar with that, you see like on the left side some samples, you know, regarding like some maybe my art style. Takes like about 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. We're like in 2 hour marks, so might take like a little bit more. But it's my first time drawing her, so I'm like not really like that familiar, like not really that good on like drawing some characters I draw for the last time, but I kind of like nail that. Love that drawing. I love that drawing. Okay, thank you. What do you like about that? What do you like about that drawing? By the way, I have chat rules here. Like if you check the description, I ask you to like follow them. Like wherever you go, follow the rules, etiquettes, you know. Sometimes I like things like raids, you know. But even if you like go into other streams, you know, they're like chat rules still, you know. You can't be like standard raid time, yeah, you know, something like that. Like behave, you know. Blend in. And respect like the atmosphere there. You sent me some questions there, but they're all unrelated to like what I currently draw or like talk about, so I will skip on that. If I feel like it, I can answer regardless, you know, but currently I'm like not in the right mindset for that. Currently I was like talking about like a Jackie Chan movie, for example, and that I watched like in 2025 or so. From 2025. Like Hideo Kojima, if you like know this guy, he's like you know, he's the guy who like does the Metal Gear Solid. He was like famous for like just writing the Metal Gear Solid series, you know. And like now currently it's like Death Stranding or so, you know, something like that. You know, you can like read some stuff from my YouTube about page, you know. Technically, like there you can like find out some answers to your questions as well. Like some informations you can like look up online, of course. Not always, you know, but some are like discoverable. Of course you're asking me now, but and you want to hear it from my mouth, but at the same time be like, you know, I'm pointing in a direction, you know, you can like look there as well. I don't know. Okay, now you know where I am from, what do you do with this information as well, right? Sometimes I like people who are like, I don't like this thing, you know, when I point these things out and be like, okay, what now? You found that thing, what now? I don't really know if I want to flex like things of like, aha, I'm smart, you know, I know this thing, you know, I noticed that it did this mistake, and be like, okay, boy, good for you. What does it help you, you know? Like, I think, you know, even if you have like more knowledge, even if you like notice some things, it doesn't really make you happier, you know? As well, right? Some things doesn't make you happy. I hope there's more people to watch your stream. Well, I think I just didn't choose a good time slot or so. Usually I have like some regulars, you know, who like are a lot chatting a lot here with me. Like I can like bounce up and off on, but I think I just like chose a wrong time slot or so for that. Like I have some audience there in the West, some in the EU, some in the Far East, you know. Usually I think like I have like more in the East, so that are like more curious on like coming in, but it's now midnight for them, like, so this like not really working. Yeah, so I'm gonna like find out like what's the best for now, but I do like know this is like not the best time zone for them, like for my usual target audience. I have to go now, but enjoy trying. Hope you get more people to watch you. Okay. Okay. When they are not really part of my target audience, but in any case, yeah, I hope you find happiness with like whatever you do. I don't really mind it, you know. I don't really pay mind to it. I don't mind that you do it, but it's just like, you know, you do you, okay? What I do like know more or less is like this kind of saying that there are idiots on this planet, you know? Who created those, you know? They're like born or so, but in a sense, like all people like born in this world are like made by like God, you know? And if idiots exist in this world, it's like, oh, God lost idiots, you know? And then it's kind of like, yeah, idiots can be kind of a pain in the ass, you know? They can be funny, they can be entertainment, but at the same time, oh gosh, please learn from the mistakes you've done, and yeah, something like that. And I guess it's like more or less important that there's like diversity in the world, but at the same time, with some pain we have like to deal with, we could like be better off, you know, without as well, because it's like already hard enough, like for some people. Of course there can be like redemption, you know, as well, but at the same time, you know, there's like enough like that is like going on there, and it will be creative, like things can be easier, you know. But the thing is like, if you do one sin, you know, you can't go to heaven. Okay, but what is like the difference if you do one mistake or like two, you know? While you're at it, why don't you do like, why don't you try to break the record and like come down as a legend down here, you know? To hell, you know, and then you got a point, devil, you know? It's like kind of like the angel, like the devil on your shoulder, you know? Actually, if you like sinned once, a lot of people, me included, like already sinned once, you know, then, you know? Of course there can be redemption, but at the same time, yeah, you got a point, you know? Hell is not good. Yeah, but let's not talk about religion, you know? I'm just gonna meme on it, you know, just hypothetically, you know? If we like can't really go in there, you know, then but I think like if you're like stubborn with your opinion, you know, and I can't really change your mind, then we cannot really discuss, you know. Like having a discussion can be like quite of interesting, you know, like hypothetically, you know. And besides, other people have like other beliefs. Some believe like in Buddha, you know. Some are like in Shinto. Some have like other beliefs, you know. And then it's like, no, Jesus loves you. Jesus can save us all, you know. But if it's like that, then not really like conversation can be held, and religion can be like pretty stubborn, you know. So it's like always like the thing on like in this conversation, like some chat rules are like, hey, don't talk about politics, don't talk about religion, because it's like not necessarily a good idea. I think I can get on the wrong foot with you, for example, like with some other people are like too much into their belief, and then it's like, yeah. For example, I did like go to church, for example. I'm like Catholic religion or so, but at some point I stopped like visiting because I was like, okay, I think I'm like good for now. I think I will try my own, you know. But I still believe in you. I pray, and you know, so that your power is like not losing, whatever, you know, something like that. And for now, I'm like still happy, you know. still there can be like some kind of weight that can be lifted from your shoulders, you know, if you have that kind of a safety net, you know. God got my back, you know, he protects me, but at the same time, you know, I could carry myself without the help of someone else, you know. I still could do things on my own and have success. Of course, coping, you know, praying, coping, you know, that someone the invisible force is like there to help you, can give you the willpower to like move on. Religion can be like really important for that, you know, for like for your morale, you know, something like that, over morale. But there are a lot of people, for example, who can like do that without as well, who didn't really believe in anything, but just like in themselves, you know. And maybe this is like somewhat like the, you know, the goal to like self-improvement, to like, you know, to become big. Not necessarily believing like in something, but in yourself, you know. Maybe there can be like power of friendship as well, you know. Maybe this is like the message as well, that you believe in your friends, that you like work together as a group, you know. There are like many like different things like that, you know. But this is like not as always like a topic you can like talk to like people, be like, we're like way too stubborn, like grumpy old man, something like that. And theoretically, if you like sinned once and you go to hell, you know, and Jesus cannot save you, right? Whatever, you know, because I don't know, because as a kid you like stole a cookie like from your grandma, you know, then go to hell, man, then alright then, you know. But still you can like live life, can have still like have fun, you know, enjoy the gift of life, you know. You bit in the apple, you know, you can't be safe already, but you know, something like that. It can like always be like interesting like to think about that, you know. Like the thing is like we cannot prove what comes after death, you know. Like, do we go to hell, do we go to heaven, you know. This is depend on like on how many good deeds we did, or like that we simply did one bad deed to like be qualified to go to hell. How is it working, you know. And is it like that when we die we see like like, you know, like after we complete a level, you know, you see like a high score thing, you know, like someone's rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, and then you see like the overall performance, or like, oh, you got like this many headshots, this many misses, that many perfects, you know, something like that. And maybe something like that, you know, just to see, oh, I've got this high score, you know, I'm like C rank or so. Maybe like life, like after we die, maybe it's like this, maybe not, you know. No way we can prove like things, and like nobody survived death to like tell us, hey, by the way, this happened, you know. And then there's like no documentary, you know. That's like the thing, like why religion also, in a sense, like some people are kind of like a little bit you know, take some steps back there and be like, I don't know if I can trust that, you know. But hey, the Bible is a banger, you know. The story of like you know, like with Judas, for example, Judas, you know, kind of like got me there, something like that. No, don't betray him, what are you doing? You know, something like that. But yeah. But yeah, generally I'm open-minded, you know. But if I like notice some people are way too stubborn, then yeah, I guess I cannot talk about it with them, you know. And it's like okay when people have like their beliefs, sometimes the wrong belief, you know, but they're like entitled to like have that, you know. Like recently, like today, you know, there are like things like snow like on the street, right? And then you can like sprinkle like some kind of special salt on there, like for like the highways, for example, so that like the snow dissolves. But like for the like say like in private household, like right in front of your door and everything, you're not allowed to use like those special salt to sprinkle on the snow, but you have like to manually, like with a shovel, with a snow shovel, like shove it away instead of like using a shortcut. If you like get caught on like using that salt, you know, like for the snow, you have to like pay a fine of like 10k or so, whatever, what I heard. And the argument is like, you know, if it can like get into the water system, like underground or so, but then it's like, but yeah, if you do it like a highway, it's the same way, you know, what's the difference? But the thing is like, the highway, like where all the cars are like, the traffic is like happening, a lot of people use it, while like, for example, like your household, you know, necessarily not all it's like not that much traffic, you know, it's like the argument. But he's like, you know, making the argument, but he sees like an issue, you know, like, hey, if they use it, why can't we? But at the same time, he's listening the point on, you know, that some things have priority and some other things have like less priority, you know. And sometimes it'd be like, you know, I could start an argument, start a discussion with him, but he, you know, but sometimes I have the impression it's not worth it. He's way too stubborn, grumpy old man. Maybe I don't have time to like discuss it with him, you know. Sometimes it's like okay to like let them believe like their stuff, you know. But if like all the stars align, I'd be like, okay, let's have this discussion, you know? Let's have an argument there, you know. Currently I'm on stream, I have enough time. That's why sometimes I can like talk about like random shit and like delve deep into that. But, you know, if it comes to real life, you know, and it's a guy I like see every day, I don't really want to start a mood. It's like always like the kind of like you know, like always a thought process in my mind in there, like there's a program constantly running, be like beep beep beep, beep calculating is a good move, can I do that, you know, something like that, you know, like my two brains are like working hard there to like come up with a good you know, with like a good dialogue options, you know. You see like, okay, they say this shit when you have option A, option B, option C, you know, like, you know, the dialogue kind of option choices, you know. And then the thing is like, I cannot save, you know, I cannot like reload the option like when I do the wrong choice to like, you know, go back to the previous choice, you know. I have to like think here now, what is the best move, you know. And the most safest move is like to do nothing. If you do nothing, you do not make mistakes. You know. Classic. But yeah, but at the same time, if you want to increase your success chance, your success rate, it's important to like know more about the person, you know, like exchange each other like some information, you know, ask him some questions here and there before you can like think on like, before you, it's like, you know, before you can make a better judgment on like, if is it even worth, will he mind if we like, if I start a discussion with him, you know, something like that. Like for some of you gamers who are like regulars here, I kind of trust, because the thing is like, chat reflects streamer, you know. I think a lot of like like-minded people are like in there also, at least, or maybe like interested, you know, whatever. Like, you know, for streams, it's like a different matter than like videos, you know, like streams like long form content and people won't stick around unless there's someone interested, you know. But if it's video content, then yeah, it's like a certain amount of like people I can attract, you know. To be honest, I don't think he will like read that, or like the person like Kayla will read that or like hear that, but you know, jumping into like random streams, I kind of wonder how they do that, you know. Like if it's Twitch is like, you know, you choose a category like art stream or so, you know, and then you go like from highest amount of viewers to like lowest amount of viewers, and then you can like go from the lowest amount of viewers and be like, hey yo, I spread my message here, you know, have a nice day. But I don't know, how does it work for YouTube? How does it work for YouTube, I wonder? How do we actually go to random streams like via YouTube? I really wonder. Because my things are like kind of like tech of like, hey, VTuber fan art, Hololive fan art, you know, something like that. Oh, I'm a PG tuber, by the way, you know. I put like things that are related via streams, you know. But how can a guy who spreads a message about religion, you know, like find a niche-filled stream, you know? Like, it's a niche in a niche in a niche. Like, anime, VTuber, fan art, you know? How can a guy who's like too deep into religion like find that? Are they a weeb too? Is he one of me? How did the stars align for that to happen? I wonder. It's kind of weird, you know? I guess God created like some interesting humans. But in any case, I saw like the chat message, but I wanted to like kind of conclude like my thoughts, you know. Hey, how's the drawing process going? You already see it. You already see it. I'm like almost done more or less, you know. But yeah, I found you through looking for the niche, and I'm Christian, lol. Is that your name, or is it your how do you call it? Where you think, where you belong to. There's like the religion kind of, you know. They're like Catholic, they're evangelic, and then the usual things like, oh, I'm Christian, you know, something like that. It's my religion. Yeah, okay, yeah. Alright, then. I don't think the religion like really matters for like search engine, you know. Like I don't think I've like tagged anything with like God loves you all, the devil is bad, or something like that. Yeah, I have like nothing like that. I did visit church back in the days or something like that. I did pray, I did like my church duty more or less, but at some point I was like, man, it takes a lot of my time away, you know. I'm good. I don't really have to like pray every day. I think I will like try to do like my own, you know. But yeah, whatever. I think like religion talk is not always like good at all, you know. Even if you want like to spread a good message, it can be like, you know, if you don't really follow the rules, come like random over when people don't think too much about it, you know. So yeah, it's kind of like, hey, I like anime, I like VTubers, you know, but at the same time, there's a time and place, right? You know? Like, you can't, like, go up to every normie and, like, try to, like, convince them, hey, join my hobby, you know? You know, it's, like, kind of this meme, you know? Kind of like, hey, are you interested in my religion? Post an anime PNG of an anime girl, like a PNG of an anime girl, and then it's like, I'm interested. You know, something like that. Like only because it's a hot anime girl, you know, something like that. Like, there are like memes like that, of course, but in general, like, it's always like on the wrong, you can always like hit people on the wrong foot or so, you know. But yeah, whatever. It's kind of interesting. Maybe like people haven't like experienced a bad thing, you know. There are a lot of people, so surely one will come along eventually. I personally only try to convince people that I deeply care about. Yeah, it's like, people that you care deeply about. What does this really mean? Like, for example, if I really like my younger brother, let's say, and be like, hey, I like this thing, I want you to like this thing too. It's kind of like you try to sell a product, you know? Because you have good experience of that. Something like that, right? And I think it's not necessarily like a bad approach, but the same thing, you know, at the same time. If that guy is like, for example, a normie, you know, it's not really like, they're not really the target audience, more or less. Of course, they'd be like, I can give it a try, you're my family, or like, you're my best friend, you know, I trust your judgment, but I'm not really into that, you know. I'm into Warhammer, I'm not into like kawaii, cute, emoto, something like that, you know, something like that. I'm just trying to say that it should come naturally. Well, even like people you don't care that deeply about can still be like, you know, into the same thing you are, you know, something like that. Maybe people that are not on your radar, you know, that might be like watching the same show as you know. Oh, I watched Breaking Bad too. What a coincidence, you know. Who's your favorite character, man? You know, something like that. You can still make connections with like some other like people you don't have on your radar, you know. Might be like your neighbor, I don't know. Let's say not neighbor, but it could be like someone else in your age group, you know. Maybe you were like in the same school, you know, but in a different class, something like that. There's surely like enough weeps out there. And hey, weeps, anime, and VTubers are niche under anime, you know. Maybe you can like convince people like that, you know. But some people are like too much into flesh tubers, can also like be. Like the thing though, like with flesh tubers, you know, they're like people like, I don't know, Mr. Beast, PewDiePie is more or less retired, you know, they're like XQC, there's like Markiplier also, like big names, but you know, those are like guys, you know. And then if we go like to the niche of like anime, then VTuber, it's like a female dominated one, you know. When it's like, you don't have the bro energy there, but you have like cute girls doing cute things, you know, something like that, or like they do like funny stuff and then it's kind of like they're real, you know. And yeah, but at the same time, you know, girls can be like kind of scary and bitchy, you know. But when I go like to like things like Hololive or so, I don't really see that bitchiness also, you know. Or like how they like do mobbing or something like that. Like I do have like experience more or less, like in the past regarding that, like high school, you know. Like I think like a lot of people like maybe witnessed that. Maybe not your own, but like, you know, you were like in the audience and it's like, oh man, that's bad, you know. How cruel, you know, something like that. To be honest, this is like those things actually have the internet, you know. But just like everywhere. It doesn't have to be like VTubing as well, but it can be like kind of like, oh man, you know, when it's like, when a glorified bitch fight is like happening there, you know. And when those happens to be like really creators with like a lot of followers and so, it's kind of like, man, you know. But yeah. But for the Hololive, for example, you know, I think like the expansion they like have, there's like that they have like managers, you know, and that there's like a little bit of a bubble wrap around them, you know, regarding like stuff like that. That things get like softened up. Some of them are professionals, you know, already know their stuff, so they will not do those mistakes, for example. Maybe they're like old enough, you know, to be like mature enough, like be very mature to like not do those in the first place. And they really have like gathered enough wisdom in their life. and you get like drawn to their wisdom or so, like their weirdness, their quirkiness or so. But overall, they have like common sense, you know, when it's like, yeah, I like this person. They have like a kind heart, they have a big heart. To be honest, on my own, I've experienced this bitchiness like in real life, but also like online, you know. It's kind of like, oh man. In online, you can't really win, to be honest. They're like really like grumpy, like old people, you know, in a sense, you know. Once they have like, once they're like, steadfast in the opinion, you know. I don't know how you pronounce that, you know. But once they're like set with their opinion, you know, you can't really change their mind, you know. There's like no room for arguing, you know. No thing for like nuance, like discussion, you know. It's just like, I'm right, you're wrong, you know. Even if you want to provide evidence, you know, it's still like, you know. Especially if there's a hierarchy, you know. Like, let's say you're like a random one follower guy and they have like, they're like established with Twitch partner and it's like, you know. The internet's the worst thing for people's personalities. There's so much selfish brain rot, yeah. It's just like, you know, the hierarchy, like say, the power can corrupt you, you know. It can go to your head that you have like, you know, like a lot of numbers, a lot of people following you and be like, yeah, yes, queen, slay, you know, whatever. And then you do believe that you have this power when you can like overwhelm everyone, but when you lose sight of yourself, you know, then you can turn to a bitch or whatever. And if it's like real life, the strength that you like build up, the hierarchy is like, okay, you've built up a clique, you know, you have like a friend group, you know, and you have like your whole army around you or whatever. Something like that. I think that's how it works. In a sense, like, internet can like work like that too, more or less, but even if you like be on a tweet, the thing is like, whatever you like post online, you know, everyone is like able to not only like or like repost, but also leave a comment under that, or even like do a quote retweet. Like TLDR, internet is PvP, you know. PvP is enabled. And sometimes those bigger people don't realize that, you know. I'm pretty much off every social media, but YouTube because of that. The thing is, like, I don't really use Twitter to like, you know, comment under like tweets I disagree or so. Like, it's a lot of rage bait, you know, just so that I can farm interaction and like get more Twitter Blue money income or so. It gets like monetized for some reason, you know. It's like not really that like there for like some honest discussion, you know, like Reddit for example, like sometimes you like see some nuancy, even though Reddit can be like double-edged sword, you know, but yeah. And usually I wanted to like use Twitter to like upload my art, you know, and call that day. Maybe like follow like my creators, like, you know, like VTubers, but it has become really hostile, you know. This site, like for creators, like I stopped uploading like art there, and in about 7 days, January 15th or so, they will use every single post you've like put on there to train their AI, their Twitter AI Grok or so. they don't even have like this thing, you know, like terms of service, you know, where it can be like agree or disagree. Like everyone who's on the platform and posts there or already has posted, you know, their kind of content posts also will get used to like train their Grok also. At the same time, you know, Grok, the Twitter AI, is also getting used to like undress people there. Kind of like whack. The Goon-pocalypse. But yeah, what I want like to say is like, when I have like something in mind, you know, I want to talk about something, I usually like keep it on stream instead of like Twitter or so, you know. It doesn't really help, you know, like, yeah, post a post, you know, I hope I get some numbers, you know, to get more on the algorithm, something like that. Maybe I can get something back. No, you don't get anything back. Usually not, you know. Like, not anymore. The algorithm has like changed so much. And the owner has also like changed, so yeah. So I keep it like here on stream as some random story. You can like listen to the background also, you know, maybe tag with it, you know. Whatever you like, please. But when I do like art streams, for example, or like stream whatever, I yap like for the most part, you know. And yeah, that's like the content you can like tune in to, you know, as a background noise. Even if not, it's like also fine. Skip to the end and then you see like the finished art. It's also like fine. Hopefully AI eats itself so that we can have our content back. Well, it would be like nice to like think about, you know. But also, you know, there's like also that it will also be like that there's like that internet theory, right? That like everyone's like everything is like run by AI, you know. At some point. Like there are a lot of bots in there, right? And then there's the Grok AI. And Elon Musk, he seems to like AI a lot. And he likes Grok. So much so that he like created like some kind of companion thing, you know. And that like Grok has like a persona, like Ani or so, who looks like Misa, right? Like goth girls vibe or so. I wonder if he like trying to build this like, I don't know, harem, AI harem or whatever, I don't know. But at the same time, man, the website is like not really well run, you know. Like, you know, you can't address people, even like children there, you know. I even like saw something like that, where they like, hey, Grok, put on bikini on her or something like that, you know. Or like put I don't know, and then cover her hand like something, you know, like. And it's like, oh man, you know. I mean, like, Elon must put out like a notice, you know, like everyone who like puts on illegal content, you know, will get punished. But first of all, how do you define the illegal content, and then like, how are you even able to like punish people, you know, like there are like so many people, and then probably already have done something, you know, and haven't like done anything, like I haven't seen anything like in any way like how he could have like, you know, executed his justice, you know. At the same time, if Grok usage or illegal content is so bad, why don't you just remove it, you know? Like, it's like, here's a gun for everyone, you know? It's like free to use, you know? Just remove the gun and then nobody will get harmed, you know? Of course, like, the gun itself is not bad, you know? It depends on like how you use it, but if there's like no way to regulate it, you know, then, you know, just remove it for now and then like think about a problem, a solution like for the problem. It's like, you know, like in like Cyberpunk, you know, they put like the game out, it was a really bad state, and then they took that time to like fix the problem or so, and then something like that, right? But yeah, it still can get worse. It can still get worse. To be honest, I don't have much hope. It's just like people with too much power, and then they are not able to use it well and crumble under it. I'm not really sure what I can do there, background-wise, but I'm gonna head out now. Just wanted to stop in to say hi again. See you next time. Alright, have a nice one. But yeah, I still believe it can get worse, you know. We're like kind of in the downwards like thing in the graph. This year has just begun, you know. It can still get worse. But yeah. The only like content I will like probably like watch and interact with is probably like, you know, like what Angular like has written, you know, like it's probably YouTube. There are like some sites where I like still upload like my art, like at least like if I look in the past, you know, like last week, 2 weeks ago, it was like Instagram, it was Blue Sky, it was Pixiv, but I think like also Instagram uses AI. Blue Sky is no guarantee. Pixiv is pretty safe, you know. Japanese website, by the way. But yeah. I was like thinking about Pixiv Fanbox or so, but there's like nothing there where you can really put it up free plan or so. What I saw is like, for example, someone posted like something via Pixiv, you know, then they shared like a link on Twitter, and then it generated like a card, you know, like kind of a preview to the image, you know. This is a way to like share an image there without falling under like the terms of service. They can use it for the AI or something like that. It's kind of like, maybe I can use it like that, you know. To like post my art there. It's like pretty complicated. And I'm not really like familiar with that. Well, to be honest, it's just like sharing a link, right? Like post your art on Pixiv, Fanbox, then share a link on Twitter, done, to be honest, but well, let's see. I'm not really motivated on like uploading the art, you know, to be honest. But I will still try to draw. I need to like convince myself to draw more. I'm getting rusty if I like don't. Which is like a problem. I'm not really sure what I can do there. I'm gonna leave it probably like that. Keep the shadow. I'm gonna do this here. I always, when I do the emotes, like write a message, a post, I like to add like sparkles. It's kind of like one of my trademarks. But yeah, I'll leave it at that. It took like about 3 hours. Let's say like 2 hours 45. And yeah. In any case, thank you all for watching. I wish you a nice rest of the day, evening, or good night. Whatever times in the world you are, I'm gonna say bye bye.